The Team Lally show was previously recorded.
It's time to enter the world of real estate in Oahu with Hawaii's only true real estate radio show, the Team Lally Real Estate Show. Grab a pen and get ready to take notes. For the next full hour, Hawaii's premier real estate leader, Adrienne Lally, and Attilio Leonardi will bring you the latest in real estate news and real-world strategies on how they can guarantee to sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. Now, here are your hosts, Adrienne and Attilio.
Welcome to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or we'll buy it. If you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Attilio, and today I want to talk to you about the F word. And the F word is philosophy. But you're like, wait, Attilio, that's not the F word. And it doesn't start with the letter F. It's PH, but it has the F sound.
Okay.
Real quick, I just wanted to share with you guys, a lot of times what I like to utilize in my life is what I call obtuse learning. Mm-hmm. Obtuse learning means like you're experience something and then it points you in a new direction. When you sit in a college class, what's your expectation? You can learn something or not?
Yeah, you'll be learning.
Yeah, when you go to a seminar, you're going to be learning something or not?
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, but when you go to a movie, you're looking for entertainment, listening to a podcast, you're just, passing the time by. So obtuse learning is when you're in a non-learning situation and then you learn something. I don't know if that's what it is, but that's what I call it, and that's my definition of it in my dictionary.
And I think that's why you're so good with your metaphors that you like to bring into the conversation.
And speaking of metaphors, there's a good way to segue. Just whatever they said, it was the last word. You go, speaking of, and then you just go into whatever it is you want to talk about, even though it's not even anything to do with it. But speaking of metaphors, so I was listening to a podcast, and if you know when you listen to podcasts, by the way, you should always have a mindset of knowing more than you knew yesterday. What does that mean?
It's always be learning and growing and having a growth mindset. That's what that is.
That's a growth mindset. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, too, it's the key or the solution to improving a lot of the areas of your life. You want to have a better relationship? You can't just be the same person in the relationship day in and day out. What's that called? Get out of here. We don't want to be around you. I mean, it's apathy. Mm-hmm. And apathy is the opposite of?
Love.
Yeah. So I was listening to a podcast, and what's cool about the podcast people is they are abundant-minded, because what they'll do is they'll say, here's my friend's podcast, and I'm going to have it on for today's show. And you should listen to it. They're really good. And so the podcasters are always promoting their other podcasts.
Cross promotion.
Yeah, there's no benefit other than they're hoping that some of their listeners will go over there and you'll enjoy their colleague that is podcasting at a high level. So I listened to one podcast called 99% Invisible, and it's all about design and how things came about and why things are the way that they are. And then Roman Mars is the guy that's on now, and then he introduced this other podcast, which is called The Significant Other. Mm-hmm. And this is hosted by the wife of Conan O'Brien. And she, a lot of times you have these famous people in history like Martin Luther King. Well, there's always somebody significant or very close to them, whether it's a spouse, a child, a teacher, or something that created great influence on that person, but you don't know because they're not in the spotlight. So that's significant other. And then that podcast led me to another podcast, because she was on that podcast talking about Nietzsche or however you want to say it, that philosopher, and then highlighting her sister. But how she got up to speed on philosophers was another podcast called Philosophize This.
So this is like the podcast rabbit hole
that I want to talk to you about, is that, and how he starts his podcast every day is, we should always have a goal, and I'm now talking to my kids about this, is that you should always know more today than you knew yesterday. And if you want an easy solution to that, listen to Philosophize This by Stephen West. And he's got like over 200 podcasts. When they get into that 200 range, you know that there's something that people want to listen to and continue to listen to. And speaking of someone that's put together the video version of a podcast, which is tips for property owners and real estate investors. And it's been consistently doing this for a couple of years now.
More than a couple.
And this is the easy podcast. It's only like a minute or two. And you can go to this website and you can see this person and they're going to give you a tip.
And you can listen to this person every week on our radio show.
Yeah, who's that?
That would be Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Hey, Duke.
Attilio, your children aren't children anymore.
I know. They're adults.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. They're taller than you, too.
I know. My son's taller, and then my daughter is tall. She stopped growing, but then my son, Angelo, he's still growing. He can probably be taller than his brother, too. So, but yeah.
I saw a picture of Adrienne's daughter going
Nadia,
to some kind of prom or something.
Yep.
Senior
prom.
What the hell happened?
Yeah,
These children are running around playing with toys and stuff, and all of a sudden, 15, 16 years later, they're adults.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Time goes by really fast.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Man.
The kids that you get to take care of every day is people's properties.
Yeah. They're my children.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of children.
One of the hardest conversations I had to have today, I had two of them. I had two military owners who bought in 2022 and want to rent their properties out as they PCS out.
Yeah.
And, of course, as soon as they tell me they have an HOA and they have a townhouse
Mm-hmm.
or a condo, I know what the answers are going to be.
And
So,
a VA loan.
If you, VA loan and a HOA payment means that you're going to be more than $500 negative a month.
Yeah.
Well, especially with all the HOA fees going up because of the insurance. We've seen that across the board, them all going up.
And
Insurance
folks,
and property taxes, yeah.
Yes.
Duke is not ragging on VA loans and HOAs. He's just giving you the facts. These are facts. This is factual information.
People try to tell me that they have their mindset on renting out their units when they leave. And I say, what is the chance of you returning here in 3 years? And they said, well, no way. And I said, listen, you're going to be negative $1,000 a month. And in 12 months, you'll be $12,000 negative. So in 3 years, you'll be $36,000 negative.
Yeah.
I said, you call an investment property because you're making money on it.
Yes.
And I say, being in a condo or a townhouse, you're not going to make that up with appreciation.
Yeah.
So, and they tell me, no, I might not be back here for 7 years. So then I say, at the end of 2 years, when you're gone for 2 years off the island, this property turns into an investment property.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to sell this and you call your realtor and you say, Mr. Realtor, sell my townhouse in Hawaii because I'm not going to be coming back there anytime soon, you'll have to pay
capital gains
tax.
Capital gains.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So
if you're no
I
longer
said,
a resident of
you're gonna
Hawaii,
they'll do the HARPTA also, the withholding.
Yes.
It all adds up.
These are conversations you should be having with your realtor.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell the realtors, I talked to your prospect that you referred to me. Thank you. But at this time, I referred them back to you, and I said, I highly recommend you sell.
Yeah.
Because that's just, these are people that are fighting for our country, putting their lives on the line. They get to buy a house for no money down, but when they go to sell it, it's going to kill them.
I think what I like about... go ahead, Duke.
No, I try to tell them, even if you're going to break even now, break even and go buy something in your next post.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they PCS out and their BH is lower, then now they got two problems to deal with.
Maybe they can sell their money here and then go into a single-family home. No HOAs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that you've talked about that.
And cash flow from day one.
Single family.
down the road. Yeah.
So hard to talk to them about that because they put so much money into their houses.
Mm-hmm. I think what I like about Duke and you guys and the rest of the team there is that you're advising the client, not you're actually an advocate or
being a fiduciary. You're
being a true fiduciary because if you were just like, oh, okay, we'll rent it, we'll take our property management fees and you take your negative cash flow for the next 9 years and aloha.
Yeah.
No.
I said, you're going to be sitting in your new place, in your new post, and you're going to be thinking, man, I'm losing $1,000 a month. That guy was right.
Yeah.
I should have sold it.
Yep.
And just lost $3,000 versus losing $12,000 in your first year.
Yeah.
So just tough conversations that, it's April, so people are getting their orders to get off island.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every 2 or 3 years, 15,000 people cycle out of here.
Yeah.
So it's quite the big move. April to August is our season for rental.
Yes.
It's busy.
Yeah, Duke, I know what you told me one time. You said how the clients know we're telling them the truth is because it gets a little uncomfortable, and we always want to tell our clients the truth, and that's how they'll know, because it gets uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I try to tell them that if I were you, I would do this.
Yeah.
But sometimes they have this vision in their mind that they're going to own real estate, and that just because they're in the military, that they can afford this because they get base housing allowance. But that's not always true.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
if
true
you're
as
gonna
long
be
as you're
negative,
Yeah.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. If you're here and you're getting paid to own something, that'd be great. But the minute you leave, all kinds of things change along with your tax filing status.
Mm-hmm.
So all kinds of problems happen.
Yeah.
So Duke, before we let you go, I wanted to bring up something else that's kind of uncomfortable, which we were at lunch the other day, and you were sharing with us some things that have changed with how the eviction process needs to take place.
And it's scary. It's like
I was shocked.
You should be like
with the information that you shared.
At Halloween, you should take like a section of a haunted house and then just tell investors this story, and they'll be scared.
So give us the update, please.
We have an eviction. We have an eviction guarantee for a reason.
Yeah.
Because eventually, being in this business, you're gonna make the wrong choice.
Yeah.
And we have thousands and thousands of tenants that we put in, put out, check them in, check them out, and 99.9%, and I would even say it's higher than that.
Yeah, that works
but
out.
We've had a couple of evictions that we've had to come across, and you cannot tell from the people that you're interviewing who that's going to be. You cannot tell.
Yeah.
There's no way you can lower the chances of getting somebody that you're going to have to evict by checking their credit, checking their background, checking their last two landlords, checking their jobs, making sure their tax returns are all in order, blah, blah, blah. We do all of that. So by the time you get to the point where you got to evict somebody, they've already missed 1 or 2 months of rent.
Yes.
Once we got that point, we gave them the notice that you got 5 days to pay or quit, or we're going to terminate your lease. So once we terminated the lease and we filed the eviction in court, the court system now automatically puts you in a mediation status. So you come into the court, you show up there, and you say your case, but you don't get to say anything yet because the judge will say, you guys got to go to mediation. So we'll reschedule your case for 1 month from the time you're in there.
Wow.
So actually, you're in 1 month delay. So we're already 2 months behind. We got 1 month to wait for the mediation. We go to mediation. The tenants say, we can't pay, or else we would have paid our rent.
Yeah.
And the mediator said, okay, you're going to go back to court. 2 months later, you go back to court.
Yeah.
Now you deal with the judge, and they tell the judge, sorry, judge, I don't have enough money. But they haven't paid 3, 4, 5 months of rent. Where is all that rent money? Right. So the judge says, if you don't pay this amount, then we're going to put you on a collection status, and we're going to give possession back to the property management company. So they did. We won possession. We go to file the eviction, and there is a process server who has to be involved. He has to hire a moving company and a locksmith to be out there at the same time, and a sheriff from the sheriff's office. So the sheriff's office is 4 months behind getting to an eviction.
Oh.
So
wait, what about the storage? Wasn't there something too that you have to
got to pay for storage too,
store their stuff?
You got to pay for storage for all the personal items. So when we finally got a sheriff to show up, the process server now needed a check for $5,700 from us. Because we already didn't get rent. So we gave him a check, $5,700. He got the moving company, he got the storage unit, you got the locksmith, and you got the sheriff all at the house at the same time.
And you're not allowed to be present, right? That was the whole
and
kicker.
The owners or the property management company cannot be present now. This is a change.
Mm-hmm.
Before you could sit there in your car,
like
and just
oversee,
lick your lips and say, this is the best day, for me, but not for the tenant.
Yeah.
I want to see them cry and beg and say, hey, can we have more time, blah, 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 but can't be there anymore.
And probably with some negative interchanges too, and, it's...
Correct.
Yeah.
So the owner has lost 8 months of rent, right? We've lost 8 months of management fees. We have to pay for the eviction guarantee, because if we didn't, the owner would have to pay another $9,500 in legal fees to go through the court system, to put $5,700 down so you could get the people out that day, right? And you got to pay the process server $1,200 for his fee. Yeah, it's just...
the process here is very expensive.
Yep.
Well, what you guys do 99.999% of the time is make sure you do the proper screening to avoid the whole situation to begin with. And should that 0.01% get through, at least you guys are going to take care of it.
That you guys have a plan.
Yeah, we did.
If I'm a property owner, I'm hearing all this. I'm like, why wouldn't I want to have my property with you guys?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. If you just got a part-time property manager and they got to go through eviction, they wouldn't even know what to do.
Yeah.
They'll fumble through it. There's so many.
And you get that combination with a tenant that knows what they're doing. Oh, man. They're going to work it.
Or you get a tenant that's in the military.
Yeah.
A tenant that's in the military has free legal to go through all this.
Yeah.
So that was our last eviction before this one.
Yeah. So there's the moral of the story. Just give Duke a call and have your properties managed by him and his team. That's it.
Thank you, Duke.
That's it. Right. Thank you.
Thanks, Duke.
Bye-bye.
All right. Again, that's Duke Kimhan of Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Yeah.
You can find out all about him and his team by going to the Experts We Trust page under the resource tab on teamlally.com. Thanks
so much. Hey, next up we got... these are the professionals that we've actually used on our own properties, our clients' properties. They do a really good job at cleaning up. And especially in Hawaii, we don't wear our shoes in our house. Mm-hmm. So we can tell when they are on a mission to eliminate crunchy carpets all across the Oahu. Who's that, Adrienne?
That would be Scott with Zerorez Hawaii.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah, am I coming through okay?
You are. We can hear you.
We can hear you. So how's your quest to eliminate crunchy carpets across Oahu coming along?
It's a daily fight.
Yes.
Fighting it every day.
That's the crusade. Yeah. I mentioned that because, Hawaii, we've adapted a lot of the Eastern cultures, and one of them, a lot of people, you get to know once you live here, is we take our shoes off before we go into the house.
Yeah. It sounds like a great idea most of the time.
Yeah.
But there are actually some fibers. Certain carpets use fibers that really don't like foot oils. Gotcha. And they start to attract foot oils. Yeah. Now, there are some fibers that don't do that, but if you have like a polyester carpet or a polypropylene, which are really, really common, taking your shoes off actually could be exacerbating a bigger problem, which is soil attraction.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people know that.
Yeah. So wear some socks. Have your inside socks.
That's it. Have some slippers.
Yep. And I think that's what everybody does too. But and that's what we call our culture here in Hawaii. So what else you guys want to talk about today? Anything new with the company, or even just
running any new specials? We're sharing your website.
Even
right now.
not them, but just reminding people of what you guys do and what's different about the way you guys clean surfaces.
Yeah, for sure. So number one is our biggest thing is no soaps, no detergents. Yeah. We're not using the harsh chemicals that other companies have to use.
Uh-huh.
And the whole point of that is to not leave chemical residue. So if you leave chemical residue in the carpet, which, spoiler alert, every single carpet cleaner out there does this.
Yes.
If you leave that chemical residue, it's going to attract dirt. Spots come back. It takes longer for carpets to dry. There's like a whole host of problems, and Zerorez really, really has eliminated those. So Two things. I think, number one, what's the special? That's super important. Right now, we're doing the best special we've done in the last 4 years of being open. If you get 3 rooms of carpet cleaned with us, we're going to do the 4th room free.
Nice.
It's like the most aggressive thing we've done. This special is kind of blowing up. We're loving it, so that's awesome. It's keeping us busy. Number two is it's a really interesting time right now in the cleaning industry. I just got back from Las Vegas last month, and was sitting down with some of the people from Shaw, which is the largest manufacturer of flooring in the world. And they were going through all these new things that they're rolling out. So new fibers, and I'm lucky enough to be part of that group that gets updated on this stuff very early as it's coming out. Man, there's some cool stuff coming. The real estate industry is going to love it. These are fibers that they almost can't stain. They last longer, they stand up longer, and the price is actually going down on them. So there's some really cool stuff that Shaw is doing, realizing that the last 10 years they've been putting out a lot of junk carpets. You put them in the house, they look good for a couple of years, and then they're just absolutely trashed, and you can't even clean them. So Shaw's kind of like heading up this thing where they're making better carpets. They're remanufacturing how they make their polyesters, which is the number one fiber on the market. So Zerorez gets to be kind of in that room as things get announced, and I get to learn how to clean them early. So when you do hire us, I get to share this information with our guys before anybody else in the world gets it, honestly. So upgrade your carpet cleaner, because we know what we're doing.
I think, too, that what I want to pass on to the listeners is that, and we see it all the time, you got all the carpet people are running all kind of specials because they just it's a lead generation source and they want to get the business. But I would tell you that from personal experience and how you guys clean things, and I'm a neat neck and Adrienne's not, and she likes it too, is that you guys not only do the carpet, you guys are not a carpet cleaner. I would say, like, from my experience and my perception, you guys are a surface cleaner because you'll do the tiles and the grout and countertops and,
all surfaces.
All kind of surfaces.
You've helped me out with all sorts of different things.
You don't have to bring in 9 different people to clean your house. Just Zerorez.
That's totally true. I'll give you one from yesterday. We were actually out of the school yesterday, and I won't name the schools, but they're using the LVT. You guys are familiar with the luxury vinyl tile or luxury vinyl plates that look like wood, right? That's going in everything. For 4 years, they have been struggling getting this clean. They have a full janitorial staff. They've been trying to clean it. They've had 3 companies come in and try to clean it. They contacted us because, again, Shaw, I just have some good connections with Shaw, said, hey, this school's struggling. They can't get it cleaned. Can you guys go figure it out? We did a test section. In 20 minutes, we had that floor perfectly clean, and the head of maintenance about lost his mind.
Nice.
He's telling me the story. He's like, I am telling you, we have tried everything on this floor. I don't know how you guys are doing it. But that's the kind of stuff that we can do that other companies really, really struggle with. We know what we're doing with these floors. So
awesome. Well, we highly recommend they give you guys a call, Zerorez Hawaii.
And I'm going to have you guys come out and help me with my travertine tile. You did a great job last time. So I'll make an appointment.
And we did. I know you guys do a ton of jobs all the time, but we like bringing you guys in for when we're doing the open houses and it's a vacant home, and just having that nice, clean floor surfaces in the home for that first open house. So if you're a real estate company out here, make Zerorez one of your partners. So that literally spending a couple $100 with them cleaning the home and getting it ready for an open house could literally make your owners thousands and thousands of dollars, right? And we know this from first experience. From personal experience. All right.
All right. Thank you, Scott.
I love it. Thanks, guys.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. That was Scott from Zerorez. Again, you can find him on our Experts We Trust page.
All right. It's a real estate show. We're all about talking about the homes, investor homes, talking about the floor in your home. Now we're going to talk about what you should be putting on the roof of your home so that you can take care of the second most biggest expense of owning a home. What's the second most biggest expense of owning a home, Adrienne?
That would be your utility bills, specifically the electric bill. We
hear a lot of groaning and crying and screaming because that's when the HECO bill comes to people's homes. But we've got somebody that's got some solutions. Who's that, Adrienne?
That would be Jake. We've got Jake on the line with the Go Local Power.
Go Local Power. Hey, Jake, what you got for us this week?
Go Local Power. So if any of you guys have gone to Home Depot, you've seen that there is a Go Local Power booth as soon as you walk in. You've seen people probably with some of the aprons on, asking if they can help. And they represent a local company with Hawaii Unified, and Go Local Power is a solar company that is able to put solar up on the roof and cut down that bill. And a lot of people have been talking to us who have gone into Home Depot and said, oh my gosh, I saw you guys in Home Depot, and we're wanting to look and get an energy savings report for 2024, as there are both new incentives as well as there's things that Hawaiian Electric has done. Everybody has gotten a letter in the mail called Time of Use.
Yes.
And the new Time of Use is being rolled out by Hawaiian Electric, by Maui Electric, by the electric companies, which basically states during the day your power is going to be at a base rate. Then during peak hours, they're going to charge you 3 times that base rate. And during the night, they're going to charge you twice the base rate.
Double.
So a lot of the homeowners have been really concerned, like, oh my gosh, what does this mean for the home? And it means that right now with rates, we're seeing that whatever people paid before this time of use program, whether they had solar or not, their rates go up by 150%. And
wow.
That's huge.
275%. So that's a massive shift in Hawaiian Electric that's been made, and we all know that the Maui Fire prices have gone up since the Maui Fire for electric bills. And so if you have an existing solar system on your house and you're like, man, I've never paid anything, and now I'm getting a bill from Hawaiian Electric, this is why. And you can expand. There are ways to expand your old system and add batteries if you have an old system. And then if you don't have a system, you've seen your utility rates go up, and they will continue to go up. So you can get an energy savings report with solar.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a lot of people complaining about blackouts that are happening pretty frequently here across the islands.
Yeah, and so how does that work with the solar and the battery systems?
Yep. So if you have solar on your house and it's just solar panels, no battery, you will experience that blackout because your system is connected to the grid, right? And if you have storage on your house, like a battery, and you store power, then you can have your lights won't even flicker. Your system is continually running with that battery power on the house, to where you won't experience blackouts, brownouts. When the power goes out, people are going to start knocking on your door and be like, "Hey, party's out, still at your house."
That's why you got to close the curtains, lock the doors, and then
blackout light,
and then just hide out. So that's good news that you guys have a solution. It's so easy. That's like one of the, your electric bill going up. That's like number one reason why you should give Jake a call. And then you can either come visit. You can either, come visit them via Zoom.
He'll go visit you.
It's super easy. Yeah. All you got to do is your next electric bill.
That's it.
Your next electric bill. Or your last one, because you can go online and get your last one.
It's easy.
Yeah, and give it to them. And then, Jake, I know you do this with the customers. If it doesn't make sense for them to get it, you're going to tell them.
Yep. There are people who it's like, they use it as a vacation rental. They're not there. Then they're there. So there are different people where it's like, it does not make sense to get solar on the house. They're moving. If their credit score, if they can't qualify, there's different things. But yes, for the general population who have been told no in the past, hey, it doesn't make sense. Check out your energy savings report. We can show you this year what's available to you. It doesn't cost you anything, and to be up to date with information makes you dangerous for decision making. You can make a decision based on real time prices, real time market. So if you have somebody who has been told no in the past, it might be a yes this year. You can reach out to me and my team. Experts we trust. You can find it under Go Local Power.
Jake's going to be really good with that. Second chance date report. All right. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Great report.
Thank you, guys.
All righty.
All right.
All right. Again, so you can find Jake and his team on our Experts We Trust page on teamlally.com.
Or all you got to do is call 799-9596. Again, that number is 799-9596.
Okay, we are going to take a break, but stay with us. When we come back, we'll be talking with Dan Lier of Body Balance System in Las Vegas. We will delve into red light therapy and explore its health and wellness benefits.
So stay with us.
How would you touch up your home if you had an extra $10,000? Would you paint, fix the lawn, make small repairs? All of the above will increase the value of your home if you're planning on selling. That's exactly why my friends Adrienne, Lally, and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu, offered a 10K program. Carl didn't hesitate to take advantage of this advance to fix up his Makakilo investment property. And good thing, the repairs he made with the extra money put the home in escrow just 2 weeks later. Team Lally uses programs like the Team Lally 10K to guarantee your home sells at the price and a deadline you agree to, or they'll buy it. They also know that life happens, so if needed, they'll let you out of the contract at any time. So when you need to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama, trust Adrienne and Attilio of Team Lally to do the job for you. Call 808-799-9596. That's 808-799-9596. Visit teamlally.com. Spelled Lally, Lally.
Taking one cash offer for your home doesn't have to be your only option. I'm Barbara Corcoran, and especially in today's current market, having a local real estate agent who offers great marketing and options that are customized to fit your needs is smart. In Honolulu, the agents I trust are Adrienne, Lally, and Attilio Leonardi. They can give you a guarantee to sell your home, flexible fees, or up to $10,000 in cash to help with repairs. Get the option that's right for you. Go to teamlally.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here, talking with the only real estate agent in your market I recommend. Adrienne Lally and Attilio Leonardi of Team Lally Real Estate Group of Keller Williams, Honolulu. Now more than ever, buyers and sellers need an expert to navigate this ever-changing market. And what do you do to stand out?
Hey, Sean, we are a team with over 500 plus 4.9 star reviews, over 1,600 transactions under belt, and 20 years in the business. It's going to take a lot of resources to get a home sold today.
What kind of programs do you offer?
Sean, we offer the guaranteed sale, instant offer close in 12 days, 10K for upgrades, love it or leave it, no hassle listing. No matter what situation the client is in, we've got solutions.
Great update. Thank you for keeping us informed. Put the most experience and the best marketing to work for you. Call Team Lally now at 799-9596 or online at teamlally.com. That's teamlally.com.
If you're looking for an outstanding insurance agent that will personally help you during the moment of truth, we recommend Bradley Maruyama with Allstate Insurance.
So, Attilio, what do you mean by the moment of truth?
Well, the best insurance is the insurance you never have to use. But we know that's not how life works. So when life happens, you can count on Bradley and his team to exceed your expectations for your insurance needs.
Keep in mind that when buying a home, the cost of home insurance should be taken into consideration. I trust Bradley with my own personal home, so you should give him a call. Call Bradley with Allstate Insurance at 591-8016.
Welcome back, and thanks for listening to the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the Guaranteed Sold program, or We'll Buy It. I'm Adrienne.
And I'm Attilio.
And if you have any questions, just give us a call at 799-9596 or check us out online at teamlally.com.
Our guest today, built Tony Robbins Seminar Division in the late 90s. He is an author of 4 books, a former keynote speaker, and an executive consultant.
Despite battling cardiac, and I'm not even going to try and say
this.
He's a resilient survivor and biohacker, showcasing remarkable strength and innovation. He's currently the sales director for Body Balance System in Las Vegas and a dedicated father to 2. Please welcome today's guest, Dan Lier.
Hey, Dan.
Hey there. How are you guys?
Always great. And just to take you back to the connection, we were at PSI seminars
at Lake Las Vegas.
At the Lake Las Vegas, and you were one of the speakers. So that's
that's right. That's right. That's fantastic. I love your group.
We really enjoyed your keynote presentation.
Oh, like what?
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
Years ago, yeah.
What an honor to be here. So very excited.
Yeah. So let's talk about this cardiac. And the second word that Adrienne can't pronounce. What is that?
Yeah, so In 2017, I got diagnosed with a very rare disease called amyloidosis, and it affected my heart, so it's called cardiac amyloidosis. It's a very rare disease, only 4,000 cases per year worldwide, so obviously there's no funding for research, so it just is what it is. The statistics on the disease is 40% of the people who get the disease die in the first 12 months.
Wow.
So it's a very, very, very serious disease. It's a sister to multiple myeloma. It's not cancer, but it takes people out. So anyway, I was a very healthy guy, always taking care of myself, exercising, ex-college basketball player. I just stayed in shape ever throughout the years. And pretty soon I was having trouble just doing things. I had to move my office downstairs because I couldn't get up the stairs. And I was going to all these people in Vegas, and they just said I had congestive heart failure, but they couldn't tell me why.
Yeah.
And I knew I was dying, but they wouldn't do anything. So after 2 years of going to experts in Vegas, I went to the Mayo Clinic up in Rochester, Minnesota. And the guy looked at me and he said, I think I know what you have, but I need some time to prove it, so let me do some testing. And anyway, that's what happened. I got diagnosed with this cardiac amyloidosis, went on chemotherapy, was on chemotherapy for 2 years till 2019, and now I'm on a maintenance drug, a non-toxic maintenance drug, thank goodness. But yeah, that was my journey. So I'm still going to Mayo every couple months for checkups, and just working it through. So that was quite an experience.
I want people to hear that, because now let's fast forward to today, and we thank you that we're not speaking to you from heaven, but you're actually still on earth to have a conversation with us. And
amen to that.
But you are literally, serious motivation to understand health. And that's the
biohacking and you're in this industry.
Yeah.
And we're excited. Yeah, we're excited for you to share a little bit more about this, the red light technology and how it's helpful been to you and your clients.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, quick transition story. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is I was doing keynote talks for 20 years. And then the government shut down my business when the pandemic transpired because there's no conferences. So, of course, we were doing virtual events, but those were only paying 10% unless you were a celebrity.
Yes.
So, I went out and did some sales consulting, and I had a lead that this company was, having some issues in regards to sales from a friend of mine. I cold called him, and anyway, the guy sent me away. He said, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah.
And so I gave him my card. He called me in 30 days, and he said, hey, can you come in and I'll do that 90-day contract with you, get my sales team turned around. So I came in, did a 90-day contract, and after 3 weeks, he offered me a full-time position with equity, so I took it.
Nice.
And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm a director of sales for Body Balance. We're a technology company in Las Vegas. And we sell red light therapy equipment to health and wellness facilities, chiropractors, anybody who's, we sell a lot of beds to people's homes and offices. So, red light therapy has been around since the 70s. It was actually I should say the 90s. It was discovered, if you will, by NASA. They sent red light up to the space station to be with these astronauts, and they found that when those astronauts came back down, they had better bone density, they had less inflammation, they had more collagen, they had better skin, and so all of a sudden, here we are 30 years later, and it's mainstream because the cost has come down and more people are aware of it. So it's an incredible, non-invasive healing modality that is just incredible. So the way red light therapy works is red light is actually a spectrum of light from the sun. So it's not like a tanning bed, or it's not UVA or UVB. It's red light spectrum from the sun. And we used to get this naturally back in the day before the industrial age, where we were out doing our thing, and whether we were, whatever we were doing back in the day.
Oh, in the weeds.
But we don't. Yes. So we used to get a lot of the red light from campfires too. So we get it from morning sun, evening sun, and campfires. But we don't live that way anymore. So a lot of people are walking around with They call it malillumination, which is deficiency from lights, essentially.
Yes.
So the red light, just crazy how it works. It literally stimulates the mitochondria in your cells. So in every whether it's your hair, your skin, your nails, your muscles, everything's got cells. And inside that cell are mitochondria. And in your muscles, you may have 100 or 1,000 mitochondria in each cell. The red light literally stimulates the mitochondria to release ATP, which is the energy source of the cell. Mm-hmm. And so the cell has more energy, so it's literally regenerating, it's healing, and you're getting mitochondrial healing inside of your body from red light therapy.
Gotcha.
So it's absolutely incredible. So it's when you do the research for red light therapy, you'll hear things like reduces inflammation. You'll hear things like collagen building, wrinkle reduction, skin smoothing, wound and scar healing, cognitive improvements, depression, anxiety, Parkinson's, dementia.
Wow.
So it helps all
the
those
list goes
things.
on.
Yeah.
It's incredible. It's incredible. So, obviously I'm passionate about it because of my situation. So I'm in that bed probably 4 times a week, and I believe this. That I believe in a matter of 5 or 10 years, everybody's going to have a bed like this in their home. Just because that the medical system is not trying to heal us; they're just trying to cover our symptoms up with drugs and pills. So if you want to actually heal yourself, you have to do your own research, eat the right foods, and take care of your body. And so that's what I've chosen to do. And now I get to help people all over the world selling these beds into spas and wellness centers and high level fitness places and whatnot. So it's been incredible.
Yeah. So your ideal client is, like you said, the medical industry, the spas, and Hawaii. We love to be healthy. We just don't want to look good. We want to actually live longer and be healthy too. Mm-hmm. And I think you hit a hot spot that people don't want to be laying out in the sun and like, hey, yeah, I got my mitochondria all excited, but I'm going to go the way of Bob Marley with skin cancer.
Yep. And then I wanted to share, I tore both of my ACLs in May.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I've had
May of last year.
Yeah, 2 surgeries and 2 manipulations. And once I started using the red light therapy on my knees, I noticed a big difference in the
recovery,
achiness, the recovery, everything. So it really does work. But it would be great to just be in a whole entire bed and just get the complete benefit, not just on my knees.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me give you a couple of tips just for your listeners, because it's kind of crazy right now because the industry's not regulated. We build all our beds right here in the U.S. They're all built here in Las Vegas, and most of the beds are built in China.
Yes.
And the challenge is that it's not regulated. So. There's a measurement in this industry that's not familiar with people. Like if you were talking about cars and you were talking about horsepower, people understand that. But in the red light world, the measurement is called milliwatts per centimeter squared. And in the world, the red light world is called irradiance. But if you take a solar meter, and you measure it for red light, it's called milliwatts per centimeter squared. And you literally can go up to the bed and you can measure it if you have one of these devices. And so in the red light industry, according to the research, and there's 50,000 studies on red light therapy, so it's all kind of research out there. But they say that you need at least 30 milliwatts per centimeter squared to do healing, to have any healing going on. And so most companies will tell you that they have 30 watt. They'll tell you, it's 120, but we measured the beds, and they're only coming out at 6 and 8 and 10.
Oh,
wow.
And so the reason for that is, and this is for your listeners, is that most of the beds that are built, they looked at the industry and they said, oh my God, we have these red lights. Let's put them in a tanning bed because we've already done that.
Yeah.
Well, the red light technology is not the same as the UVA and the UVB lights. Red light does not travel. It doesn't dissipate like that for some reason out of a diode or out of a light. So in order to get red light therapy, you literally have to be 1 to 2 inches away from the device. Mm-hmm. And so when you get into a tanning bed carcass, you're laying on the bottom and you're getting this red light therapy. If it was 30, which it's not, but on the top, you're not getting anything because it's too far away.
Yes.
And the reason why you're not getting out of the bottom is the way they build the beds. They have the lights or the diodes 2 or 3 inches below the bed because they have to put some kind of a support surface up there. So you've got 2 challenges: the distance from the lights from the body and the thickness of the surface on the bed. And so those 2 factors make 99% of the beds useless.
Yeah.
So our bed, if you looked at it, it looks totally different. It's not a tanning bed. It's not a shell. It's not a clam shell. It's a zero-gravity bed that was actually designed for red light therapy. Mm-hmm. And one of the byproducts of red light therapy is fat loss. So in order to do that, you actually have to have a bed that's close to you. So our bed actually has side panels that come down and come right against your sides.
Yes.
And so it's just built for red light therapy. So as a result of that, we now have the Canyon Ranch account. I don't know if you're familiar with Canyon Ranch, but they're a wellness facility, very, very like 5-6-star wellness facility in the U.S. We have all those accounts. We're working with the Four Seasons Spas and the Ritz-Carlton Spas, starting on the coast and moving inward. We just opened up the Equinox account. We're putting 60-plus our beds into 60-plus Equinox locations in 2024. So we've done really well just because we did it right. We built the bed for red light therapy, and we're making it right here in the U.S. And so that's what I would tell any of your listeners is to at least make sure you get a bed that's built in the U.S., because if you have issues with it, which we don't have, good luck of getting it fixed.
Yeah.
Well, we'd love to see some of these beds make it out to Hawaii.
Now, we know the show goes statewide, so, you know, if the Four Seasons or any of these high-end spas are listening to us anywhere in the state, we'll definitely point them in your direction. What is the name of the manufacturer? Or the
website that people can go to, or phone numbers? How do they get more information?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll give you all that information. So I'm going to give you my phone number first, because I'm the guy who would get it ordered for you. But it's 702-807-1769. That's 702-807-1769.
That's the only number they need.
That's all they need. They can text me or call me. The website is bodybalancesystem.com. So bodybalancesystem.com.
Okay. And
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we make red light beds. We make different not panels that you would stand up against. We make panels that are mounted on wheels, so you can, like for instance, a dermatologist or something can move from room to room, or a therapist or a spa can move it from room to room. So we have various products, but all red light therapy.
Awesome. And I think the for Adrienne and I mean, a lot of that we are focused on our health as we move forward in life, because I think what's happening is that we're living longer, but maybe the quality of our life as we get towards you're a basketball player in the last quarter.
Yes, that's right.
Needs to be have a high quality of health along with that longevity, because I think people are saying we're living longer. I think there's so
it's important to invest in your health.
Yeah.
And this would be an investment in your health, whether you have one for your own personal room or you're going to a salon or spa that has one of these machines.
So we're going to hire a whole slew of what do you call them, bird dogs or salespeople for you, because now here you go, listeners, you want this? You're going to go into your spa or your whatever and say, hey, do you guys have red light? Oh, no, not yet. Or we have this or that. And I say, well, here's a number. You should call this number. Because next time I come, especially, I mean, that's good company. Equinox, I know I was listening to a podcast. Equinox is also getting, it's these robotic machines powered by AI that do massages.
That's why. Well, they're probably one of the highest line fitness places in the country. So, let me tell you, you just talked about longevity and living longer. I literally just got off the phone with a guy who's 80 years old.
Yes.
And he's buying a bed.
Nice.
Wow. Because he wants to live to 130.
Yep.
Well, he's still. I mean, he says, I'm walking every day. I got no health issues. I'm taking care of myself. And I want to live longer. So, I told him about that, and he's got a younger person that we're talking about. He wants to get it for his house, but he's got a person that they might want to open up a business. So if any business owners are looking out there, I want to tell you a quick story. I had a woman out in Wyoming, a small town of Cody, Wyoming, which, come on, the demographics, who knows what that's like out there. I've never been there. But I don't think it's very progressive in regards to health and wellness. But she bought a bed because she's passionate about it, and she's got a small wellness center. But it's a small town, so we talked about it. And we said, geez, why don't you price it at $40 for a session, which is low. In Vegas, they're charging $120 for a 20-minute session, but this is Vegas.
Yeah.
Right. So I said, why don't you do $40 a session? And she goes, yeah, and they'll sell packages of 10 for $350. So I said, oh, great idea. So anyway, she launched her. She put the bed in January 1. The bed was live, and we are approaching the end of March. And she is averaging 22 treatments a day, making over $20,000 off that one bed per month.
Wow!
So she pays off the bed in 3 months.
Okay, I'm putting one in my garage and opening up my Facebook Marketplace.
Appointments.
Buy appointments. I have plenty parking in my driveway.
That's pretty amazing, Dan. That's a pretty amazing story.
That is a very compelling story for any of you spa owners out there, you massage therapists, you people. I mean, they're entrepreneurs. They're like us, 1099.
This is a way to differentiate. This is something that's new, like this new technology. Just be the first to bring it to the market.
People want this. People are more focused on health than ever before.
What we found was, originally it's the high-end spas, right? Yeah. People want to look good, right? But what we found was, once people really understood what it was, the biggest consumers are the seniors.
Nice.
Because they're achy, they've got issues, and they're always used to going to doctors and paying a $40, $50 copay.
Yeah.
So they can go in and do the same thing, non-invasive, no medicine, they feel great, and they come back for more because it's actually healing them versus taking a pill to cover it up.
Yeah.
So the senior market's been incredible, which we didn't expect.
It's like that movie Cocoon where they jump in the pool and then they came out and they're doing backflips. And
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that was a movie from the 90s or 80s or whatever. But anyway.
Well, Dan, we are coming to the end of our show as much as we'd love to talk story more about the red light and the benefits. But this has been great reconnecting, and thank you for sharing this with us and our listeners.
Here's the deal to motivate our listeners, because we're all about coming from contribution. If somebody out there gets this thing and has a success story, tell them that you will come on the show again and do a second date update.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
We want to hear the updates.
Whatever. Somebody in Maui or Kauai or something. So.
Yeah, I'd love it. Well, thank you guys for having me. It's been a pleasure, and I loved your group out there at the PSI, and I wish you guys success out there in Hawaii.
And Dan was going to write off his trip to Hawaii, so he'll deliver it.
Hey, I'm open to that. I'm open to that.
Okay.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Have a good. Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Dan was a really good speaker at this event, and if you know anything about PSI, this is about a big, large group of people. We have a big group here in Hawaii that's all about personal growth.
Yep. Well, on that note, thank you for listening, and thank you to our sponsors.
Jody and Derek of Pacific Rim Mortgage.
Bradley of Allstate Insurance.
Kenji with Pillar to Post Home Inspections.
John with Kilauea Pest Control.
Duke with the Hawaii Pacific Property Management.
Robinson of Fine Line Paintworks.
Jake with Skyta Construction, Roofing and Solar.
Scott of Zerorez Hawaii.
Amphi with Estate Planning Group.
Jason Wu, Attorney at Law.
Jeff with the Loan Depot.
Rhino of Hawaii Unified.
Janice with Dreamhouse Drafting. If you want to get a hold of any of our sponsors, just go to teamlally.com.
We also want to give a big thank you to Leah Rodriguez, our producer here in the studio.
Chee-hoo.
Make sure to tune in next week. We'll have an awesome guest talking about something that'll change your life
forever. This is the Team Lally Real Estate Show, home of the guaranteed
sold program. If we can't sell your home at the agreed upon price and or time frame, we'll have it bought for cash. Thanks and aloha.
The preceding program was sponsored by Team Lally.